Hey y'all, I just realized how sentimental I really am. Even though the activities have come and gone, it's been about 2 weeks. Matter of fact, the first activity that I'm referring to is the Industrial Center Cinnamon Hill reunion that I attended. And and am a part of because that's the neighborhood I grew up in, as well as the we know no 40th class reunion that I attended, the picnic on Saturday, and as well as I missed the luncheon at the end, but I caught some people that I wasn't able to see at the picnic Sunday, and I had a talk. I just want to say that I absolutely enjoyed myself just seeing people, just being able to see folks and touch them and know that they have been doing good, even though some have been through some of us, because I can include myself in this. Some of us have had some tough times as far as health wise, and and maybe in some other ways have had some tough times. Everybody looks great. Everybody looks great. And it's like the Lord has just been maintaining and keeping them in such a way that you would never know that anything had ever happened to them or that they had been going through anything. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful to have to be a part of both of these reunions, both of these legendary neighborhood and legendary school. Um, I missed some of the folks that I'm used to seeing because they're always there. They're always taking part in these things. The old trustees that you can depend on, the ones that are living and weren't able to make it to these events, as well as the ones that we've lost. And in a lot of ways, some of the being there was kind of bittersweet because you always expect to see those people, you know. But I was so glad to see people that I haven't seen in years, especially at the 40th class reunion. Some of the people I haven't seen in 40 years, and they look, I mean, they are preserved so well in the Lord because some of them look the same as they did when we were in school. I mean, I really didn't have any trouble recognizing anybody. So that is such a blessing. I can see that, some people, it was so hot. Some people were kind of struggling to just be there because of the heat and everything, but they were just sticking it out. And then, like I said, some I did see at the last part of Sunday, the luncheon. I wasn't able to participate in the church services, but some that weren't at the picnic were there, and so I did get to see them. I want you all to know that, like I said, because I wasn't, the reason I wasn't participating in everything, some of it was because of some stuff I don't even want to talk about because we've gotten past that. I really feel like we've gotten past that. The attitudes that everybody had toward everybody was beautiful. So I think we've gotten past that. Also, because I had made a prior commitment to feed the band, and I don't know, I didn't really tell a whole lot of people. I did bring it up and announced it at the end of the Semi Hill reunion, and people gave money. I am so grateful. My sister is in Oregon. She cashed at me. I can't think of the young man's name, but I think his name is Alan, and he cashed at me right on the spot, no problem. He was like, "Well, you got a cash app? You got a cash app?" I gave it to him, and he cashed at me right there. Um, uh, Roberta and her husband Anthony, um, my cousin Jesse, Brenda Johnson. She's always been so sweet anyway. And I mean, people may not have had the cash to give right then and there, but I'm letting y'all know they have asked, will I do it again? And I'm listening to God, and He says you don't have to do it by yourself. So I'm asking again for anybody that wants to do it. I mean, if God says so and I'm able to do it, I will do it. But because I had made up my mind I was going to do it and not ask anybody, but He told me, He said, you don't have to do it by yourself. So that's why I reached out to the neighborhood associate, no neighborhood association to see if uh, uh, they would assist. I don't know if that was kind of a late notice or whatever, but I'm asking again. You have the opportunity. You know, the neighborhood did do give, but I think it may have been a little late for them to do something because they had the meeting on a Thursday and the kids were needing to be fed on a Friday. So that I don't know. I know that, because my husband is part of the neighborhood association where we live. He's vice president. Certain monies are allocated, but you do need a notice. You do need time to access those monies. So also, I'm asking the class of '84 because when I cook the food, like I said, I don't need any recognition for anything. I was just doing it because that's where my heart was. But I did dedicate it uh, for Industrial Center, Salmon Hill neighborhood, as well as class of '84 in honor of Lindsay Chester Macon, because this is the kind of thing he would have done, no questions asked, and he's been doing for probably decades now. So we want to have that same heart, and one of the things that you have to think about, just like the title of the name of the church that I'm a member of, we have to feed God's sheep. You know, we feed them uh, uh, physical, natural food as well as spiritual food. And these kids, we were once there, and a lot of us, whether we admit it or not, a lot of us may have gone home, even though we were in band, which kept us out of trouble. It was our saving grace. A lot of us may not have had food when we went home, when we were dismissed to go home to eat and clean up and come back out. A lot of us may not have had food at home. So this is a situation. We're not asking these kids, do you have food at home? We want to just make sure that they do have an opportunity to eat, because they are doing a service. They are being honorable in taking their time and performing for the school. And if you don't think about it, we love to attend different sports activities and things of that nature, and we love hearing the music. But you got to think about everything that goes on before you get to that point. You practice every day. You practice till your body is almost in so much pain when you first start doing that type of thing, until you get to the point where it's easy for you to do. But all that takes time and effort. So we have to remember, all of us that were involved in extracurricular activities, that is not an easy task. You do it with love, but it's not an easy task. And imagine doing something like that and you're hungry. So if we can make it easy for them, let's do that. Okay, I'm asking, like I said again, Industrial Center, Salmon Hill neighborhood, if because I'm gonna probably do it. If I do it, it's probably gonna be next month, and if we can see that the neighborhood, if they can allocate a certain amount of money to help with feeding the band, and whatever cash donations, or if you have access to food that you can donate, if you can help serve, even whatever it is that the Lord lays on your heart to do, because I know that it was a whole lot of people that wanted to, and at that particular time they weren't able to. They didn't bring cash with them or whatever, but I thank them for the heart that they had, that they wanted to give. And like I said, I'm not I'm gonna get out of that thing of I gotta do it myself, because no man is an island, and I ain't trying to be. I'm not trying to be. I'm gonna be humble, and I'm gonna ask for help. I'm gonna ask for help, and ask for the hearts to do this, to assist in this, and I'll let y'all know more later. Also, like I said, class of '84, I'm asking. I thank the men of our class for taking care of those things where we didn't even have to pay for our T-shirts, and the food and everything was just prepared, and it was there for us to to um, partake of, and I appreciate that. But because of the fact that I I didn't have to do that, that's why I was able to do as much as I did for the band, not just in preparing the food, but actually, but I had already bought everything. But like I said, please know that I'm not bragging or boasting in myself. I'm just letting y'all know that that's the position God had put me in, because He had given me the heart to do it. So, if you could please just keep it in mind, these things. I know Duck used to feed the football players. If I'm not mistaken, he might have fed them every other week or every week. I don't know, and I don't think he ever. I know for a fact he never asked for a dime. He did it. He did it because he remembered where he was, and the love that he had for the school and the coaches and the players. And Mr. Moore did not ask me, but it was a young man that was working with Mr. Moore for the band. When I saw him at the picnic, I asked how they enjoyed the meal, and he said it was great. He said, "Are you gonna do it again?" And I said, "I'm wore out right now. I'm wore out." I said, "But yeah." I said, "Talk to me later." So I'm willing to do it again. It was an effort, but like I said, it was out of love. It was out of love, and if God give me the strength to do it again, I would do. I'm gonna do it again, and it's not gonna be next year. It's gonna be this year. So if you want to participate and help in any way, class of '84, I love you. I was so glad to see everybody. Lord have mercy. I didn't realize how much of a sap I can be, and almost cry about how happy I was to see everybody. We are family. We are family. Just like my Simmon Hill neighborhood, we are mostly married into each other's family, but we are family, and we treat each other as such. We are going to go through different things in life, but just like old folks say, this is a saying my big mama used to say all the time: teeth and tongue may fall out, but they always have to come back together. I'm so glad we came back together. And let's stay together. And let's do it in 5 years this time. Let's discuss that. Let's not wait and have it be 10 years. Let us start looking at increments of 5 years instead of 10, because we are not promised tomorrow. We are not promised tomorrow. But let's enjoy every day that the Lord gives. And let's love on each other. I pray for you. You pray for me. We are all a part of God's family. That's the Hezekiah Walker song. I need you to survive. And that we do. We need each other to survive. So I love you. I know I have made this long because I am long winded. Anyway, I love y'all. Be blessed and always keep God first in everything you do.